Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. And I make these videos because number one, I think I'm gonna get better at it. Number two, I have a purpose and I know that I gotta stay persistent. And I know the only way my message is really gonna get out is to stay doing it. It's easy to talk like, oh yeah, I'm fired up, I'm happy. It be them days I'm not. And them the days I really gotta get behind her and go. So being persistent and knowing that I'm led by the Spirit of God, and that's the main factor is when you have to fight against dark entity. And when I say that all the time, you can best believe I gotta show up when I don't want to. I gotta keep pushing when I don't want to. And I know that these are not my facts. Okay, I know that me having something to say that's gonna really help somebody else, and it helps me also. Let me get that right. It helps me also because I've been through this battle. I just ain't been in this battle where I'm looking into a camera and I'm really saying, look, you can do it. I have to be the example. I have to get behind this camera every day and say, you know something, this is what I've done. This is what I do. And I do it on a daily basis. And I be like, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about how hard sometimes it is to keep going or keep believing when your faith is weak, when you just got to have hope. When you just got to have, you're going to say the right thing that somebody needs to hear. And it's coming through and it's going to connect. You got to have hope that that's going to happen. And that's the main thing is about authenticity is that you got to wait for that spirit. You got to wait and hold on. And that's what I have to do. Like right now, I have to hold on and be like, okay, God, what is it? And it's that having that faith and that belief that this is going to turn in my favor. And sometimes we looking for God just to show up and say, I'm going to make this easy. No, I want to see you push through it. I want to see you strengthened by being in faith. So that's the thing. It ain't always we going to get it easy. We got to go through it and let him guide us even when it ain't easy. So I think that is the real test. Are we going to show up when we not connected with him? When we feel like you need to be carrying me. Sometimes it's the part that the way you get better is let him walk you through it. So what I'm saying is this is for somebody right now that you like, man, why God ain't stepping in? He is. But sometimes you gotta just have that faith that he with you, and no matter what happens, you gonna grow from it. And that's how you grow. That's how you that's how he seriously corrects our mistakes. That's how he focuses back into that channel of this where you need to be. This how you gonna sharpen. This how you gonna get stronger. So everything that we want don't always happen the way we want it. Sometimes we gotta step in faith and say, okay, I know you're gonna carry me through this. I know I'm gonna learn from this. I'm gonna get better from this. That's why I knew when I look at my numbers and I look at what I did yesterday and the day before that, and I'm like, man, I'm not really seeing any progress. That's the good point, because when God shows up, you're gonna know he showed up because all the little things gonna add up. All the little deposits gonna add up. And like I said, I know I'm the example. I know that it ain't about how fast I show up and say I'm gonna do something. It's being persistent and it's being consistent on a daily basis. Everybody said don't post daily. Well, how much better I need to get is showing God that I'm determined to do what he asked me to do, and I'm going to have to do it daily. I'm going to have to show up when I don't want to show up. I'm going to have to show up when I don't want to show up. I'm going to have to lean on him because I can't do it. I don't have it to do it. I look at myself and be like, man, I don't look good as the other ones doing it, as the other people that's creators. They look better than me. They talk better than me. They do this better than me. He don't care about what they do better than me. What he says is what you got in you. That's what I want. So, wow. Yes, now it's hidden. Now it's hidden because you making excuses, and guess what? He ain't trying to hear them. That's why I'm here, because I have excuses too, and he still make me go. He still pushes me to show up. He still pushes me to say, guess what? This is what I want you to do, because you You are the example that I'm putting in front of this camera. You ain't gotta be perfect. You ain't gotta sound good to somebody else. But what's inside of you is what counts for me. What's inside of you is what counts. It's funny how he uses us as examples, but it's up to each one of us to be that example. We run from being it because we don't feel like we are capable, or we don't feel like we got it. He said, but if he train us and we let him guide us, we just gotta have faith to let him do it. We gotta have the courage to keep showing up. I'm just getting this. I promise you. I sat down here and I was just like you. I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know how I'm gonna carry this. I ain't gotta worry about carrying it. I just gotta worry about showing up. And I think that's gonna be the whole thing about our lifespan, is showing up where we wanna be. We ain't dreaming. If you get out the dream state because you done dreamed it, it's really, now you ready to pull it into reality. So it might not look the way you want it to look. You might not seem to show up like everybody else. Just show up being you. Every day. Show up being you every single day. That's how we're gonna make change happen. That's how you That's how you gonna make change happen. That's how you gonna show up and you gonna flip things. That's how you gonna show up, because you showed up every day. You showed up every single day. And you was like, I believe in you, Father. Show up every single day. That's the whole thing. So that's the message, man. We're going to be persistent. We're going to show up every single day ready. We're going to show up when we don't want to show up. We're gonna speak when we be like, man, I should just shut up. I ain't got nothing to say. That's when he wants you to sit. That's when he wants you. Let me slow down. That's when he wants you to show up. That's when he wants you to speak thoroughly and correctly. And you ain't got to be correct. Your spirit going to get it out. It's going to get out, okay? I have some of the most passionate moments, and then I listen to the camera and I'll be like, it's not connected. It's not coming through the way I think it should. My views ain't what I think it should be. That's right, what I think it should be. But God has his moments at his right time, and I keep showing up. You gonna keep showing up. You gonna keep showing up. You gonna keep producing. Even when it seems like you're not producing. Just think about a harvest. A harvest don't look like it's a harvest because you can't see nothing. But it's going to take seeds. It's going to start to produce. You got to believe that God is going to produce in your life. You got to keep that faith that what you're doing is going to work, because it is. It is going to work. What you've been working on is going to work. It just take work. And you just got to keep showing up. You got to keep showing up, thanking God, and being grateful when it don't look like it should look. When it don't seem like it's turning out the way you want it to turn out. That's just it. You know, when I look back and look at the work I put in over all the years that I've been putting it in, I don't revert back to who I used to be, because I done put in too much work not to go back that way. So when I get into these little funks, I got something to hold on to. I got that work that I done put in the past that carries me into my future. So this is what we got to understand. What we did, what we've been doing, worked. So this gonna work. We already got a blueprint of what works. We already know what works. So now we just got to apply what works. That voice that don't seem to show up no more. Sometimes when you need it, when you think, okay, I need you to guide me. He was like, look, I'm taking the training wheels off. That's when he's doing his greatest works. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know this, and I be over here questioning myself sometimes, and I know the best work he does is when he quiet. It ain't when he talking to me, it ain't when he loving on me, it's when he get quiet. That's his best works. But sometimes we forget that's when he do his best work. Sometimes we forget when he gonna show up and do his best work. It's not when he's speaking and babying us. It's when he get quiet and take the training wheels off. That's when we gonna get molded the best. That's when he say, I need you to step out in faith. That's when I need you to show up. I don't need you to show up when I'm babying you. I need you to show up when I'm not. I need you to show up when I need you to step up and show out for me. And I get to shine through the works that you do. This was a moment of clarity that not just for you, for me too. You know, when I get behind this camera, I learn so much more. Fortitude, mental toughness, to discipline myself to get behind this camera when I don't want to feel like, okay, I'm not enough. I'm more than enough. I'm more than enough. So you are more than enough. You are more than capable. You are more than able to do anything you set your mind to, especially the task that God asks you to do. That's what I get on here for. That's what I get on here to transform and inspire through God's grace, through his mercy, through his spirit that he put in all of us. All of us got his spirit in us. We was born with that light. We just kind of disconnected from it. So when I get behind her and I start to think or say things that make me look weak, that's because I am. Okay, that's because I am. But he that's in me, that's greater than this world, that's greater than me, always gonna bring me through. And then he gonna give me the understanding of why. I've been saying I'm nothing more than an example of I'm a try until I get it right, and I'm gonna try until I get it better, and I'm gonna try until I'm all the way in line of him, and I'm never gonna be perfect. So I ain't gotta worry about it. I'm never gonna show up and be perfect. So what? I'm gonna keep trying to do his will. Okay, and that's all he asks of me, to keep trying to do his will. And then it's gonna be a perfect will and in order, because I'm doing his will and trying. That means it is perfectly in line with what he asks of me. Okay, that's the message, perfectly aligning of what he asks of me. Woohoo! I get a little happy when I'm on line point, when I'm on live point, when the spirit start to show up and show out. You know what I mean? He gonna do that, and you know it. I know it. And anybody else that's saying that, okay, yeah, it's easy street, the blessing just come in. No, not over here. Not over here. It just don't show up. Man, if you really working in the light, he gonna get you trained right. You got to do things that you don't think you capable of doing. You gonna have to break cycles inside yourself. He gonna get you all the way right. If you got a poor mindset, or you weak, he gonna make you strong. He gonna make the crooked straight in your life. It might not seem the way you want it, but it's gonna be the way he want it. Okay. Ooh. Man, I done said enough. I'm finna end this with that. I think I've been making them a little too long, so I'm gonna make them a little shorter, I think. So y'all have a blessed night. God bless. You hear me? Keep growing, stay strong. And we're gonna do this all over again tomorrow. Hey, if you struggling, put it in the comments, alright? Do that. Leave me them comments. I need to know them comments. I need to know where you're struggling, what I need to be talking about. Come on, give me that. All right? Appreciate it.